Alright, everybody, we're doing a podcast today on One Piece, and with me I have Ryan.
Blub blub.
Thank you. Hannah.
Hello, thanks for having me.
And Michael.
Hello.
And oh wait, I brought off here.
Hi.
Alright. We always have to bring it off. Alright. Our first topic will be, since we're still in Empire Alliance Stock, we'll talk about Punk Hazard and Roaster and our expectations for Wano Kingdom. Let's talk about Punk Hazard first.
It dragged on way too long.
Yeah, I felt like it could have been shorter. Like in the beginning, we had a lot of stuff. We had like a dragon. We had an island that was half fire and half ice because of the battle between the two admirals, Kano and Akuiji.
Aokiji?
Yeah,
I say Kano and Aokiji.
Fuck off.
Aokiji. There's so many people that pronounce people's names like that too. Like it's just like they'll like overpronounce them. Just, like, you're not the only one, but it's just shut up. Yeah. It's funny. It's hilarious. Yeah.
One thing I'd like to.
Yeah, for Neverworld mispronounces everyone. He's like Aokiji.
Oh
yeah.
God.
Alright, back to Punk Hazard.
One thing I'm gonna say in favor of Punk Hazard is that usually I think one of my problems with One Piece is henchmen of the big bad are usually not my favorite characters. Yeah, usually it's just like whatever. But Virgo and Monet were probably Monet were two of my favorites in a while. I think both of them.
Yeah. Oh, are you talking about fodder? Or are you talking about?
And both of them like major henchmen.
Okay, I see. So
yeah,
about, like,
I feel like both of them were good characters, and I really enjoyed their presence in the arc.
Yeah,
I think that Caesar Clown gets a lot of shit, but I don't know. I had fun with Caesar Clown. He wasn't a big threat, but he was fun.
Yeah. I like Caesar too. It was just like it was kind of like it really showed the like especially with a fruit like the gas fruit, like a fruit fitting for a scientist kind of deal. Now as a range scientist, yes, but you know, it's kind of like I feel like it really showed like it really counts on like how you use your devil fruit. It definitely, Caesar was one of those that definitely showed it, because, you know, I feel like if Caesar wasn't a scientist, he wouldn't be able to do half the things that he did, because he knows about, you know, how chemicals react with each other, what gases to create, and how to do it. I feel like Caesar was a good villain in the sense that, like, he did a lot of terrible things, but he just wasn't strong enough to back it up. Yeah, he was kind of like one of those, like, sinister...
He was our main guy who proved the thing about Logia's overconfidence. Yeah, and he really proved that Hockey can outshine Logia's in a second. And that really showed a lot of Luffy's... Sorry, I've been watching Code Geass. I've been watching Code Geass this whole morning. That really proved Luffy. Jones as a villain didn't prove anything for Luffy, really. But Caesar Clown really did. Yeah. Like, if Luffy fought Caesar Clown at the very beginning, he wouldn't have been able to fuck with Caesar Clown. But at the time, like, he was fodder in comparison.
Yeah. Also, like, I'm not sure if you want to talk about, like, the anime real quick, but it was like Punk Hazard, like, they really fucked up Luffy's UFO attack.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he was like his legs, like, suddenly turned into, like, a twister. You're like, no, that's not what it was. Get out of here.
You know? They overdrive Caesar's play.
We'll be talking about the anime more later.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I was just Brownbeard. Brownbeard, he's a scrub. I thought he was okay. I think he was an alright character. I didn't care about him. Like when the Blue Yeti brothers were like attacking him in the face, I was just kind of like, meh. Like he honestly didn't matter to me.
You've got Whitebeard, great character. You've got Blackbeard, great character. You got Brownbeard, who gives a fuck? Worse than the beards.
Well, that basically sums it up.
Like I thought that Brownbeard was initially introduced in that one panel. I was like, oh, we got another guy who might be epic. And then, nope.
I think that was the joke. Like, he was supposed to be Brownbeard. What's funny, though, in Japanese, it's like, there's not a direct, like, word for, like, certain bits of facial hair, like mustache or beard, which is why Whitebeard's called Whitebeard, because, like, the words that they use it just means facial hair. So,
yeah.
That was funny, because I was wondering, like, why is the name Whitebeard? He just has a mustache, like...
It's not really a beard.
Yeah,
He thought that.
But I mean, white stash doesn't sound cool.
Exactly, yeah, like white mustache, very intimidating.
I saw this one guy. I forget who it was.
White stash. Yeah.
But he thought that Whitebeard's mustache was like a medical thing, like some sort of
What?
He thought that Whitebeard's mustache was like something for his, like to treat his sickness.
Well, I thought it was like
Yeah,
Part of
some
his
people in the group
respirators
have really stupid theories.
he used to have golden hair. Like
Oh,
his
yeah.
hair used to be like super blonde, and I think it was just that he got old. You know, and I guess
Yeah,
because
I don't think there's a major reason for it.
Yeah. I think you could just assume that like he had cancer because he wore like the
bandana.
Yeah, he wore the bandana and stuff like that. But I mean, I
when
guess
they
that's
first
just
showed him, he had like short brown hair in the anime.
Alright.
did he?
Yeah, the anime
Um,
gave him
Did you like the kids aspect to Punk Hazard?
Oh,
That's a very
I did.
controversial thing.
sort of.
I liked it because I think it proved that Caesar is a villain.
Yeah,
Like in a sense, like I think it proved that he's very villainous. That he has no limits. He has no restraints. Like he's a true psychopath. Like he's like little kids.
it weren't for
we wouldn't have hated him.
without that, he would have just been a lame villain.
Yeah, and I think
I can't
it was just like showing like the extent to which he was going to perform experiments that the government particularly would not let him.
Without that one aspect, he would have just been lame all around, just as a villain. I wouldn't have cared about him. The
And,
fact that he did that made me hate him a little bit, so I
But
was
I feel
kind
like,
of
I
happy.
feel like the kids. I feel like the kids thing though. The fact I did like it because it did show like, hey, he's a villainous guy. But I also liked it because of the fact that I mean, oh, wait, hold on, sorry, I messed up that wording completely. I didn't like it because I feel like it could have been handled a lot sooner than it did. I feel like the kids were just kind of acting as like a chain, like a ball chain, like for like the plot to speed along. You know.
Yeah. It took way too long to get to the point.
Yeah,
Which was
my
main
problem
with it
is there weren't any particular kids that had great personalities. You know, none of the kids were particularly memorable for any reason.
It was just kind of like feel sad for girl, and I totally forget.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Maybe
even
almost
remember any of their
memorable
names.
is, like, Maka and Mocha.
Yeah, her. But see, we can't even remember her name because
They were all just like generic anime children, though, so I really didn't care about them as people.
Yeah, Oda could have done a lot better with actually individualizing the kids.
Yeah. Like, for someone who's famous for, like, creating so many different characters with different personalities, that's a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You got a
Like,
point
in
there.
every
I feel
other
like-
arc,
I feel like,
I can name a lot of townspeople, or, name
Yeah,
a lot of
exactly.
people in the
Yeah.
area. But for Punk Hazard, the kids were just bland, like,
Sure.
they could have been anything.
Yeah, we only knew like one of the names too, and one of those kids. Like, it was a little
No,
different.
I was on One
Screw
Piece
him.
wiki, and they have like 20 different names, but I never
What?
knew that.
I did not
Yeah.
know that either.
Like,
For what?
look at the kidnapped kids on the One Piece wiki. There's like at least 20 of them, but I don't even remember half.
Well, because Oda usually says their names in SBS corners. Like,
That
some
would- that would
weren't
make
mentioned
sense.
in the manga. Oda has names for, like, the most obscure characters.
yeah.
Moving on, what do you guys think of the Smoker Law versus Virgo fight?
I thought that was very impressive.
The anime did a pretty good job animating it, I guess.
Yeah.
They did.
One
I feel
of
like-
my favorite fights in a post time skip.
Yeah.
Actually, probably my favorite post time skip fight.
Out of all the
so far.
executives, that was the best.
Yeah.
Virgo was best executive, by far.
Yeah, but
Wait,
like,
which executive?
What?
Which executive? Sorry.
Virgo.
Oh yeah.
He was the best by far.
He also had that funny like comedy trope going on for him.
Yeah,
like,
with like things
food.
stick to his face.
Yeah.
Like,
For some
I think.
reason. Yeah.
Plus, it's
Oh,
like something
yeah.
is like, I'm gonna go, where's my sword one day? He's like, oh, you're not a sword. Oh, yeah, I'm not a sword.
And he was just like, I'll take a picture of Lo's dead body with the camera I bought in Dressrosa. And Doflamingo's just like, you didn't buy a camera.
So I guess we can move on to it.
Yeah.
Alright.
What would you rate
one
Punk
more
Hazard out
thing
of
with
10?
Punk Hazard. Did you love the body switching thing? Because that was probably
No.
my favorite part.
Yeah, that was great.
I thought
like
it was a
Robin.
really good comedy aspect,
Yeah.
but I feel like it was one of
Pretty
those
in my mind.
I feel like it was just kind of like it just prevented us from seeing the Straw Hats' full power, like once again, like kind of thing. Like here's some sort of formidable opponent, kind of, like nope, we can't fight completely because, well,
You
we can't.
Whenever
That's
it's in the
true.
Cool
I
Brothers,
actually found it hilarious, though. I don't know why. I think the Sanji stuff was pretty good.
Oh yeah,
And-
totally.
Best
Yeah.
scene
and
in
Robin
the
and
entire arc.
Frankie.
The best scene in the entire arc, hands down, was when Frankie was like making his perverted smile with Chopper's face, and Robin
Yeah,
was
and
just
Robin
like,
was getting pissed.
Yeah. She was just like,
Don't
"Don't
ever
talk
do that again.
ever."
Don't talk while you're inside of Chopper's body. But I think it was kind of problematic when Luffy and Frankie in Chopper's body were fighting the Cool Brothers because he went to Monster Point and couldn't control it.
Oh
Yeah.
But overall, I think that could have been a shorter arc.
Yeah, definitely.
What would
There's
you rate
a
that
bunch
at?
of things they could have cut, but I mean, like, I can see why they're there, and it's like, I feel like Oda rarely does something that wouldn't be kind of, like, vital later on. You know what I'm saying?
What would you guys rate Punk Hazard out of 10?
I would give it.
I'd say, like, a 6.
Yeah, I'd give it like a 6.5.
Yeah, seems about right.
Yeah, I feel like,
Yeah, I'd say a 6.
Highest I go is a 7, and that's a huge if.
yeah, it's like 7, maybe 8 if certain things were tweaked, that kind of thing,
Yeah. Alright, let's move on to Dressrosa. And are you alive?
Yes, I just didn't have much to add for Punk Hazard, but I do have something to add for Dressrosa, I think.
She's
Alright,
strong.
before we start anything with Dressrosa,
No.
Ryan, get your rant out of
Time's
the way. I
wasted.
already know you want to do it.
What?
Get your rant out of the way about Dressrosa. I know you want to do it.
I don't have one until we talk about the executive fights.
Well,
I like the beginning of Dressrosa. In fact, I thought Dressrosa had an extremely strong start for an arc. We had a lot of things coming together. We had the underground stuff in the Coliseum. We had the big fucking Sabo reveal. We had the Big Mom stuff. We had a lot of great setup.
Yeah, we did.
And
Yeah,
then I think a lot of the big fights, like I expected Kiros versus Diamante to be a lot better, but I don't think that's a huge rant. I just think that Kiros versus Diamante was the fight I was looking forward to most and ended up incredibly disappointing.
Alright, let's start talking about let's start with the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Start with the Coliseum subplot.
That was kind of interesting to me, because it was like a tournament, but it wasn't a tournament arc.
Yeah, I kind
I
of
feel
wanted to
like-
see Block A though, just to see
Yeah.
what's his face, his name I can't remember.
Burgess.
Burgess?
Just like destroy everybody with a
Yeah.
paper bag on his face.
yeah, and it was like, he totally destroyed it. Like, it happened really
Yeah.
fast.
getting into the
like,
Coliseum,
it's pretty
we get
quick.
the reveal of one of my new favorite characters, Bartolomeo.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
He's
Love
the
him.
embodiment of the One Piece fan base.
Yeah.
Like in Block B, it was hilarious. He's sitting there pissing, and he's trying to like pull it up, and Hack's like, he's like, "Oh no, don't attack me! I'm not ready yet."
Then
That
he's like,
moment in the
haha,
manga-
just kidding.
Where Bartolomeo used Barry pistol. That was epic.
Oh, it was hilarious.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Homer's student's favorite straw hat.
Bartolomeo better not become a straw hat.
I don't really.
I
want
feel.
him.
I don't think
I
he
think
fits.
at the least he's gonna become an ally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
same.
yeah, definitely.
He's
So many
definitely a
people are
strong
just
ally
like,
in this arc.
so many people are just like, Bartolomeo better be a straw hat, but it's
No.
like,
I feel like
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if it happened, but I'd be okay if it didn't happen.
Yeah.
well, he already has his
Well,
own crew, so
Yeah, here's the question. What would Bartolomeo's place be on the crew? Like, every
Yeah.
single person has a job, like the archaeologist, to the doctor, to the
He
captain.
could defend the ship, to be honest.
But that's
like,
not a job. That's
Yeah.
that's not a thing.
Yeah, because basically they like all do this.
and plus Bartolomeo's goal is to like become a worthwhile person so that Luffy will acknowledge him, and if he's in the crew, that means that Luffy will have already acknowledged him, so then his goal is
Yeah,
worthless.
that means his goal was accomplished within a day.
Yeah.
basically.
Plus he has
fastest
his
the
own
entire
crew.
arc.
And Oda spent like a ton of effort trying to make him seem very noble and very like trustworthy, with like the entire thing with him protecting Robin. So him just abandoning his own crew to join the Straw Hats would seem like a
Well, like-
complete 180.
Like, we know, but like, isn't he like a mafia boss?
He was, but then he quit to become a pirate.
Was he?
No, because
Yeah,
I thought it was
in the
implied that
flashback-
he still had control over like the different islands.
But
Oh, that
he
was-
saw Luffy at the when he was going to get beheaded by Buggy, and then all the shit happened. And then he decided to become a pirate and follow Luffy.
I hope we see more of his crew, because they seem really interesting.
Oh, that one guy got destroyed by
Yeah.
Maynard.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he got killed in a second.
Wasn't that his vice captain?
Yeah, it was like that. Oh, like,
So he's got a pretty weak crew.
His crew's basically fodder.
yeah, but it was Block B.
I feel like Sawyer made a really good point about the tournament, was that it was more interesting to see the blocks that we didn't know who was going to win, because obviously Luffy was going to win.
Yeah.
You know?
The Block series comes, man.
Yeah.
Except for like, we didn't get Johnson Chow.
I feel like Block C was really nice because of like when Luffy one-shotted the giant, like kind of thing. You're just like, oh.
We'll talk about that guy later.
Yeah, he befriended a bull. Started running it. But overall, Block C was kind of meh. Block D, man.
I gotta say, I do not like Rebecca as a character, and I find Rebecca extremely pointless.
Yeah.
So, going to Block D, I knew Rebecca was gonna win, but I don't like Rebecca.
I don't know.
Okay. I think she's pretty worthless. I don't think, Oda hasn't necessarily made a character solely for fan service before, but Rebecca is the closest he's gotten to it.
Yeah, I can agree with that, but I feel like Rebecca was more there to establish Kuros's existence, like, and it's kind of like I feel like Rebecca was mainly a plot device for like Kuros has a really sad backstory. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
I think they should have let you take Rebecca seriously. You know, because she had defeated so many opponents in the past, but you couldn't take her seriously.
Yeah.
Well, like, she never really defeated anyone, though. She literally just kind of danced around them.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did that thing where she goes, like, really close to the end of the ring and did this thing that, like, pushed them into water.
Yeah, she, like, baited them.
Yeah, I just, meh, overall to Rebecca. I think they could have done it a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't hate her as a character, but she's not amazing or anything.
Cavendish, on the other hand. I love Cavendish.
Yeah.
Cabbage.
Of course, yeah.
Cabbage.
I love Cabbage.
Cabbage patch.
What did you guys think of the final?
What? For the, like,
No, we gotta talk about the reveal first before we talk about the final.
Oh, the reveal.
I was really disappointed by the reveal in the anime, actually, because I just pictured it happening differently.
Yeah, they made it way too obvious.
But here's the thing, though. With that, he was already revealed in, he was revealed in the
3-day
special.
Yeah, the special.
He was revealed in the special at the end.
Like a second.
Yeah, and it was like, but seconds all you need to know that he's alive. You know? You know, it's just kind of like, oh, well, he's already got some gun out of the way, we don't gotta waste it. And
but
like,
I don't
if
think
anything,
the reveal in that special was good either. It was just like, oh, hey,
it was just like, oh, here he is, he's alive. But I guess it's also already assumed that everybody in Japan reads the manga.
Yeah,
you know,
kind of the most popular manga.
But I feel like
still, I feel like they should have catered to those fans.
Yeah, I feel like that doesn't give them an excuse to just be like, well, guess we're just gonna, you know, throw this scene together real quick and not really care about it, even though it was a huge moment in the series and everything.
Yeah.
But did you like how the reveal was handled in the manga?
Of course.
Yeah,
I actually,
it was amazing.
I think we all can agree on that.
Which I love seeing like all the reviewers' different reactions to it, like Cody screaming Sabo at the top of his lungs for like 5 minutes.
It brought on several great YouTube video live reactions to that chapter. I think
except for Neverworld. For Neverworld was just kind of like, oh yeah, it's time. And I'm like, no, you should be totally hyped up.
Oh.
Like, what are you doing?
King of Lightning was the best.
Because he didn't think it was Sabo.
I just wish
he thought it was Lucci.
Yeah, I just kind of wish he would have read it through and let it just surprise him as opposed to trying to figure it out. I'm like, no, just read it. Just read it. Just read it. Stop trying to figure it out.
I like how big his reactions are. Like, especially when he walks around his room like, yo.
It's like, holy shit, he's in like the other room.
Yeah, he leaves.
Can't handle it.
Speaking of which, Chibi reviews when he, reviews the ending of the first season of Code Geass. Like, his review is 2 minutes long, but he's not in the room for a whole minute. The scene is like, yo, no, and then he walks out. And it reminded me of King of Lightning.
Alright. I guess we're gonna talk about this part. We can talk about the whole Big Mom thing.
You don't want to wait, hold on, you don't want to talk about the finals, though, real quick? So you kind of interrupted the finals to talk about the reveal.
It was obvious that Sabo would win.
Yeah, I mean, well, like, even then, like, I thought it was, but I mean, like, not to mention how immensely strong Sabo's haki is.
Yeah. I was not expecting this.
Like with Dragon's Breath, and he was just like...
He destroyed the whole Colosseum.
Dude, not to mention, dude, like, that part that just made me go, like, oh shit, Sabo's, like, not fucking around. Like, when he took the Admiral, the Vice Admiral, and he was just like, I can crack skulls like eggs with these talons, and he just goes, like, cracks his mask. He was just like, oh, I see. And I feel like, a quick note, I feel like that's one of the things that Luffy's gonna have to go through as a development is stop bullshitting around when shit needs to happen. You know what I'm saying?
As Pirate King, he's gonna have to deal with things like that on a daily basis.
Yeah, like someone threatens you, you take him out immediately.
Because what just happened in the manga, the newest chapter was like a perfect example, because while he was fucking around with Bellamy, trying not to kill him, because he feels sorry for him and thinks he's his friend, Law's up there getting shot to death, and he's his actual ally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he shouldn't give a shit about Bellamy.
Yeah. Like, how many times...
And the same thing kind of happened with Usopp, too, where, like, Luffy wasn't comfortable with the thing with Usopp, and it got out of hand. And he just didn't stop him.
Wait, what was Luffy not comfortable with again? Like, you're talking about CP9? Like that arc?
Yeah, in CP9, Luffy let that get out of hand. He doesn't know how to, like, stop problems.
Yeah. But I think that's where, like, Zoro comes in with that part.
Do you think Zoro's gonna...
Yeah, but you can't see, like, Gold Roger as Pirate King being like, I'll let you live.
Yeah.
I mean, but even though we actually don't know a lot about Gold Roger's personality, though.
Yeah.
No, but I just, like, from what we've seen so far, I don't think I can
like
see
20 different characters at the same time.
I'm kind of curious to know if he is a Devil Fruit.
Roger? I
don't think so.
I think it would be really impressive if he didn't have a Devil Fruit.
Or he just has some really overpowered options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everyone just kind of assumes that he has Conqueror's Haki. Like, even though it's never been confirmed, it's kind of a given.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of one of those things where you're like, yeah, he totally has that.
Well,
I think most of, like, the most powerful Ds will have it.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go back to the Big Mom, because that happens during, like, the sub-real final.
Like, Don Quixote.
I went like, oh shit. When I saw Big Mom's ship, I was hyped. I was like, what?
Like, that chapter in the Sabo, I was, like, off my seat, because they happened right in a row. I was like, holy shit.
You were just like, oh shit, Sabo. Oh shit, Big Mom. Oh, and it's like you can assume Big Mom's on the ship because, like, it didn't look like they were talking through Den Mushis, you know, like, stuff
they spoke about her as like,
the
like as though she was there.
Thing is after those two epic chapters, you got, like, a series of setup chapters immediately afterwards that weren't the best chapters. I mean, they were needed, and they were good, but you got a lot of, this person's gonna fight this person, this person's gonna fight this person type of chapter, and those aren't my favorite. But, you know, whatever. It's just kind of disappointing those happened after the two amazing ones.
I guess we can talk about the Tontadas then.
I like the Tontadas, personally.
I think they add to the world, because One Piece has a lot of world building that just adds another race story.
Yeah,
and they got ties with Nolan.
They're dwarves, and dwarves is one of the list. That was one of the species on the list in the auction house on Sabot.
Yeah.
Oh, it was? I did not get that.
Yeah. They had, dwarves, snake necks, and mink men. Or minks.
Yeah, so there's more that we don't know about.
Yeah. People were theorizing that mink men were like what the turtle dude is from Big Mom's ship.
Yeah, a lot of people think Kaido's a mink. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
But we still don't know. Like, we think it could be something completely different.
We have no idea what he is. We've seen, like, the corner of his mouth.
Yeah, maybe, kinda. You know, like, I'm excited to see Kaido. The hype to see Kaido is really real.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to see him, like, out of all of the Yonko, I'm most hyped for him, just because I want to see if he lives up to the hype.
Yeah, plus we haven't seen actual face. We've seen, like, that thing in, like, post-ending Wild where Garth is, like, a silhouette of his face.
And then we saw the color spread with, like, the bottom right-hand corner of his mouth.
Yeah.
And, like, that's it.
That's it. That's all we have.
That's his entire character.
He's just a big talking, like, corner face. Oh, that was it. I don't know what you guys are so excited about. Damn it, Oda.
I don't know. I feel like there are people out there who hate the Tontadas with an undying passion.
Yeah.
And I don't get that.
Neverworld cough.
I know they...
Yeah.
Because they enter the world.
Yeah, fuck for Neverworld, but they haven't done anything that's, like, crazy hateable, in my opinion. They've just existed.
I remember in one of his videos, he was, like, upset because there was a joke that was clearly treated as a joke, where they couldn't go through a door because there was a sign that said, "Don't enter."
I remember reading that.
Wait, who was upset?
For Neverworld, he was like...
No, he wasn't upset, he was just like... I remember that review, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Why did you watch it?
What he said was, no, I stopped watching him a while ago, but, like, I just remember that particular review because I was watching him and then I just kind of get bored with his reviews because he just kind of rambles. He doesn't really, like, actually, like, discuss things anymore. But anyways, I digress. When what Neverworld had said was that Oda's pretty much saying, like, fuck you to the people who don't like Frankie's new design, like, it's here to stay, kind of thing, is, like, basically what Neverworld said. Like, he didn't, as far as I remember, he didn't say anything like, I don't like Frankie's new design. Personally, I like Frankie.
Yeah, I like it.
And I like his new design. I think it really backs up the fact that he is a cyborg, and it's like, I mean, sure, it's less, it's way more obvious now that he's a robot, but it totally opens up the possibilities of what he can do now.
Yeah, he has a lot of shit he can do now compared to post time.
We had already seen everything that he.
I can't believe that he still hasn't gone back and had someone like
done his back.
Yeah, do his back.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised to find out that Senior Pink was like, he was like, your back's still regular, and I'm like, what? His back is still regular? Like,
I just
feel
assumed
like
at that point that he'd done his back.
Yeah, that he had fixed his back, but I guess not. I also feel like we talked about this once, I think, but I was saying, like, how, like, I wonder how a devil fruit would affect Frankie's body. Like, would it only affect the organic part? Organic parts, like, yeah. So, I was also curious about that, but I was also thinking, what's the word for it? I can't think. Like the cola. He just drinks cola now. Like, we never see him replace the cola. Yeah, so, like, I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious to know if he found a way to, like, just drink it to run on it, or if he has, like, some sort of alternative, like, pacifist fuel source kind of thing to power himself. Because, like, how else could he have enough power to have the light beam?
Yeah.
You know? Sorry, Nick, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's fine. Alright. We still haven't talked that much about it.
They don't deserve the hate they get.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, I don't think they deserve it.
They're just there for comedic relief.
I just think people don't like their personalities, how naive they are.
I don't know, I like the naive trope. I think it's fine. I think it's funny, because, like, they'll just believe anything, and I felt like that made an interesting lie, because, like, Usopp, Usopp and them just perfect. Like, Usopp can just be like, haha.
Yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed that.
You know what I just realized just now? Usopp wants to be a brave warrior like an Elbaf, and compared to the Tontadas, he's basically a giant.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
But I like
also
how
expect Sorry, do you guys want to talk about the Trouble versus Usopp fight?
Yeah. Well, when we talk about that, I think people kind of forget how Sugar's power works, and when it comes to when Robin got turned into a toy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I seem to forget that when Sugar, like, when you get turned into a toy, everybody forgets about it. So people like when that happened, people were complaining about Usopp's character is digressing. When it kind of makes sense, because it's like,
I read that
Lobby and Water 7 didn't happen.
But here's the thing, though. It did happen. Yeah. It's just I think they showed it, like, it's not like you forget why you're there. And I feel like that proves what proves my point is, how can I put it? When some of them got turned into little black bears, when she did that move called Little Black Bears, and they were, like, fighting each other. It's like they didn't forget the purpose why they were there. They just forgot that their friends were there. And I understand that Robin was the entire reason why they're in Ennie's lobby, but, like, for all we know, that when Robin got turned into a toy, it was just all about, what's the word for it? Ennie's lobby could have just been, like, they were just trying to fuck with the government or something, or, taking back something that was there, like, maybe, like, they took Luffy's hat, like, maybe the memories just got altered in some way.
Like, I feel like Usopp, like, bravery, like, during Ennie's lobby just didn't exist at that point.
Well, even before
he had to do something.
Even before Robin was turned into a toy, Usopp was acting.
Yeah, he was still acting like.
Yeah, he was still trying to escape and trying to look for a way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that totally just goes backwards on his character development, and I feel like it's what a lot of people complained about, and it's like, I feel like Oda was just kind of falling back into his old storytelling habits, like, pre-time skip. You know?
There were
I feel like his mind's defaulting towards that and not trying to progress the story.
I feel like
he's going to try. Sorry, go ahead.
There are a lot of things in Dressrosa that just seem like they belong in like very early One Piece rather than like right now, like post time skip. Yeah.
There's a lot of people who've said this arc has a very Alabasta feel to it, and I completely agree with that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Like even like look at Vivian and look at Rebecca.
Like the main premise.
Yeah, but Vivi's
very
useful.
similar.
Besides that.
But I feel like they serve the same purpose though. She's gonna take over the kingdom.
Yeah. Diamante.
I don't know. I thought
legitimately
Vivi was
seemed
a
like
character, and Rebecca was like a just pair of boobs.
Plus, you got things like Alabasta with the Baru work. I totally said that wrong. And the Doflamingo family.
Yeah, Baroque Works and but I feel like because Baroque Works was like Crocodile's thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like I mean it worked very similarly, except as opposed to the top executives we had like numbers 1 through 5, was it, or like number 1 through 10, and then it was like 5 and under have devil fruit abilities, you know. And then it was like here now we have just the executives and it's ranked. But I feel like this was also a necessary step for One Piece because we needed to know more about Doflamingo and to understand more about what's happening in the New World and how the Shichibuka have an influence on everything. And I feel like once Doflamingo gets defeated, because inevitably he's going to get defeated. Yeah.
Before we go on, let's talk about Shichibukai. Fujitora.
Yeah, how Fujitora.
Oh, right, we haven't talked about Fujitora yet.
Fujitora is like, I think he's like the most different out of all the guys.
Yeah.
Like he understands.
Well, we still haven't met Green Bull though.
Yeah, besides him, we know nothing about him. Like he has like understanding that maybe the pirates might be right. Like he's betting his luck on Luffy currently with defeating Doflamingo.
But I feel like he
has his own
justice. But he has his own like reasons to doing that. Like if Luffy wasn't trying to take down Doflamingo, I feel like he couldn't give a shit less. Like what was happening, you know?
I think it's the fact that you can like believe in pirates when they're supposed to be the biggest enemy to the Marines besides the Revolution. Yeah.
I feel like if it was anybody else on like Kizaru would probably just immediately just try and take him out. Yeah. That also brings me to think like I wonder like do you think Kizaru would totally own Doflamingo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
Is that like unanimous yes? Because I always feel like
the thing with Fujitora though is like he wasn't really like a Marine. He was drafted, so I feel as though he might not be as loyal as say Aka Inu.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like since he was drafted, he's still kind of figuring things out because he's new.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I just like how he like sees the world differently. Like he sees that the Shichibukai are kind of a threat. Like, no, it is getting really balanced. It's something that needs to go.
I feel like Akainu's smart enough to realize that too. I just feel like he just knows that it's a necessary system to maintain balance.
Yeah.
Because like the Shichibuka can do what they want, but if the Marines need their help, they have to help. Otherwise, they get their status revoked.
Yeah.
Do you think that Fujitora had some sort of like negative experience with the Shichibukai that made him hate the system so much?
Maybe.
I feel like it's possible. Like we still don't know why his face is all scarred up.
Yeah. And we don't.
Maybe
we don't
he
know.
Like met Blackbeard.
Maybe he met Kaido.
Yeah. We don't know if he was born blind or if that's like from an injury.
Well, I'd say it's pretty it'd be pretty accurate to say that the scars that go over his eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah. I don't think that's the first.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
So, do you want to move on to expectations or?
Well, I think we should talk about Law's flashback.
Yeah.
Law's flashback. Yeah. I feel like I'm doing like a lot of talking. I'm sorry, but I feel like the Amber Lead was really interesting. I thought that was cool, and I thought it was interesting how even though the government knew it was happening, they were like, oh well.
That really added to like the world building, sort of like it established how corrupt the government is, that they let something like that happen under their nose, and like they knew it was happening, but they just kind of let it happen because they made the money,
and then spread propaganda.
Yeah.
That it was terrible and that these people should be avoided, and
you
know, or like did the government do that, or was that just kind of?
Well, the government knew, but they didn't say anything, and so I guess rumors just kind of started.
Yeah.
What did you guys say of Corazon?
He was a good guy.
I liked him. I liked his ability too.
Yeah,
10 out of 10. He was probably one of my favorite characters in the entire series.
Yeah, he was starting to come one of my favorites.
And it's like, even though I knew he was going to die, I got really attached to him, and it really hurt when he did die.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I feel like
Corazon
his
might
death
be my
was definitely
favorite.
serious.
He's probably my
He
favorite
might be
Marine.
my favorite character.
Really? He's definitely my favorite Marine. Like, at the moment.
Yeah, I feel like his sense of justice was correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was like he knew he had to stop his brother even though it's his brother.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I thought that was interesting because it really goes to show that like he could separate his duties from his like bloodline.
Mhm.
Kind
Yeah,
At the end, in the flashback, they even show that one character, Dory, who people think might be Diaz Drake. So Oda even tied in Diaz Drake to this entire thing.
yeah.
because he does have very similar like chin.
But he had the scar.
structure. Yeah.
And his captain was named Diaz Barrels, and Diaz Drake, it's the same surname.
Yeah. Did they reveal his name? I don't think they revealed his name.
I don't remember.
Who?
Drake's dad. Like when.
Oh no.
Like, were people just basing it off of looks? I thought that was
Yeah,
cool,
but his name was Diaz, and the X in Drake's name is meant to be read as Diaz, as in like the Spanish word for 10.
Oh,
So people
gotcha.
just kind of assumed. Plus, he had he had a little scar on his chin.
True, yeah.
The only thing is, he was 20 though, and they were treating him like a child. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about that.
I'm trying to think. I also thought it was. I'm kind of trying to think. I feel like why Corazon shoving the ability down his throat, like the fruit. I feel like that really goes to show devil fruit powers are not inherent. Like we know that as soon as you eat them, they're active. Like as soon as you swallow it,
Yeah.
you have the ability. I'm kind of curious to know because Luffy, with the exception of Paramecia's, that their body, or Logia's, where their bodies are altered. Luffy's body's altered. His body's stretched. He understood that. Oh, I just have to stretch my body somehow, kind of thing. I feel like with fruits that are more mystical, like robins or laws, where they require some sort of activation in a sense. I wonder how you get around to figuring that out without it just kind of popping out on you, because it's not like these devil fruits come with name tags, it's not like what the ability is, so it's kind of you just think hard enough and eventually hands pop out of the wall,
I
I'm
wonder
sure
how
we'll get
Lost
an
Power
explanation.
works.
What?
I wonder how he controls it.
Yeah.
Does he just enter the room and or create the room and just think and things happen?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of shown that he needs the that he uses hand gestures very exaggerated to make sure things happen, but I also feel with Law's fruit that it can also depend on the size of his room, and does he sense everything inside of that room? Can he feel everything? How does he know when to switch stuff with other things, or you know what I'm saying? Because we know his rooms are big enough that he wouldn't be able to see on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
Is Hannah still on the call?
He's probably asleep.
Yeah, probably.
She's wasted.
She'll be talking when we talk about some of the lady topics. I mean, she's alive.
I feel like she fell asleep because she did say she was tired.
Oh, well. We'll just say you're just listening to it.
Yeah.
Or
We're just gonna edit that part out. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think of Law during in the beginning? He was this cheerful guy. Then when he seeked out Dopamine, then goes dark as fuck.
I feel like he was always kind of cheerful, but he was always serious. And I feel like Dressrosa, just because of the nature of Dressrosa, that's why he's so serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we were Corazon, he started to open up, be more friendly again.
Yeah.
I really like the way he developed.
Yeah, from like when he was a kid.
Yeah.
I was like the first time we see Kid Long. He is strapped with grenades.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is like straight up like.
Did they ever explain those? Like, why he was, like, a suicide bomber? Was he just trying to impress everyone so he could join the Don Quixote family?
I have no idea.
Because they just never explained that. They just showed him holding, like, a ton of grenades, and they just, like, never said anything about that. They just, never referenced it.
Really don't know. Alright, I guess we can move on from there. Unless you guys want to talk about the ending with, like, Virgo or anything like that.
No, I think they kind of exhausted Dressrosa a little bit.
How much do you think that Johnny Cage is going to fanboy over Virgo in the anime?
Are you talking about the one in our group?
Yeah.
I hate that kid so much. He annoys me.
No, that kid said that he would bet $500 that Law would be dead this chapter. So, I'm expecting $500 to my mailbox any day, you know?
I don't think I'm serious about that, Ryan.
Yeah, I don't know. That kid bothers me because it's like, you know, he's like a troll, and I hate it. I can't talk to him seriously.
But I'm a troll.
No. But see, there's no difference between a troll on purpose and being just stupid. In some senses. Like, I'm sorry, Johnny, if you ever listen to this, I'm sorry. I hate you.
We apologize, no hate intended. I had no idea that the conversation would take this turn when I brought you up.
Alright, before we stop Dressrosa, let's talk about the executives really quick.
Okay. Which executives in particular?
Disappointing.
Senior Pink's the best.
Yeah, let's talk about Senior Pink first.
I liked the Senior Pink Frankie fight, but only because we got to see more of Frankie. I also think Senior Pink's Devil Fruit is very interesting.
Yeah, women.
Yeah.
There's like walls, ground shit.
Mm-hmm. I saw this interesting theory on Reddit where it was like, it's his ability may be to like swim through things, but it's also the ability to whatever he touches acts like a liquid. Like if you go back to the flashback with Senior Pink, when he's robbing banks, he just touches the bank safe and the money just spills out.
Yeah, pretty interesting though.
Yeah.
Alright, let's talk about the disappointment known as Mock Life.
Oh, yeah.
I think, like, does anybody else think, like...
I wasn't too disappointed. I really didn't have too high expectations for him. I just kind of assumed he was a henchman and he'd be one-shotted, and he was, and I just didn't feel too bad.
I just have an interesting point to make about Mock Vice, and I think, I brought this up in the group, and people, like, totally, like, shut it down, like, oh, no, it's totally a different fruit, blah, blah, blah.
Is this Snooki Fruits theory?
With the Kilo no Mi, as opposed to Ton no Mi, and I feel like, you know, what just makes different? Like, oh, well, the weight's different, so one's kilos and one's tons, you know? Well, that doesn't do it for me. Like,
it doesn't do it for me either.
Like, here's what I think. I was thinking that, what was her name, Wednesday? Miss Wednesday or something like that?
Yeah, Miss Wednesday.
Yeah, Miss Wednesday.
It was Valentine's Day.
Oh,
was it Valentine's Day?
Yeah, it was Valentine's Day.
Valentine.
Miss Valentine? Yeah, Miss Valentine. She was like, she had the Kilo no Mi, and I feel like the existence of the Ton no Mi, like, I feel like that implies that she's dead. Technically, like, it's the Ton no Mi, but I feel like, in a sense, like, it's not like the devil fruits come with name tags on them or anything like that, you know? I feel like the weight difference fruit, I feel like that could totally just be, like, Paramecia, like, because we still don't understand a lot about devil fruits, even though we're so far in the series. We just know that they give you powers. Like, how do we not know that the Ton fruit and the Kilo fruit are the same thing? Just the users, when they decided to increase and decrease the weight, that one decided to do it in tons, and the other one decided to do it in smaller increments. You know what I'm saying?
There's this really good theory that I heard. Have you ever noticed that Machweiss's tail?
What?
Machweiss is what?
Machweiss has a tail.
I did not know that at all.
He has like a raccoon tail, yeah.
I'm looking it up right now.
Look up Machweiss's tail. He has a raccoon-ass Tanuki tail.
I don't know why Harujin got a fight. I feel like we would have been better off giving Nico Robin a fight.
Harujin was fodder.
Think it was
a fodder character.
I don't even know why he got a fight. I feel like Nico Robin, there were much better people to get a fight this arc.
He did not deserve that fight.
Oh shit, he does have a tail. What the fuck?
Yeah, so there's a theory that he might have a mythical Zoan. because in Japanese mythology, I'm pretty sure there's a thing with like tanukis turning into like statues or something.
They can.
Really?
They have the power to transform in the mythology.
Yeah. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe he's like, the pattern on his jumpsuit could possibly imply that he is
Naruto.
well, I guess not like a fake zone type, but I mean, I guess it could just be
like a smile.
Yeah,
That would be interesting if he had like a smile.
but like that doesn't explain his weight ability though. Like,
Well, maybe it's
also,
sort of like
Monk
Tanuki
Vice
Trench.
looked fucking crazy when he was younger, like in the law.
Oh yeah, you
He was like skinny. He was huge.
did. Yeah, it's like muscular.
wise. Yeah.
He looked like Burgess, kind of.
Yeah. That's weird. I can't believe I never noticed that he had a tail.
Yeah, I didn't notice that either. It's not
They
like
don't put
the
much
colors
emphasis on it.
Yeah, it's even in the flashback. He's got a tail. Like,
They
what?
draw no attention to it at all, though, which is
Yeah.
really weird. Like you'd think they'd
Yeah,
mention
like
that.
there'd be like a gag, like, hey, this guy's a tail, slap at him.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that there might.
Strange.
There's probably some significance to that. Like if they bring it up, I guess. Like they're trying to hide it.
Let's talk about
Yeah, I'm sure they'll bring it up later or something, and they're gonna be like, "What? He's a mink man" or something like that. You're like, "What?"
That would make sense actually, since what's his name? Dellinger was a fishman or half fishman.
I guess we can talk about Dylan.
But it's weird because in some panels he doesn't have a tail. Like, I don't know. It's like Oda forgetting to draw it or something. Like,
Maybe it's part of his devil fruit again.
yeah.
Maybe.
That'd be interesting.
Let's talk about Dillinger now, if you guys mentioned him.
Dillinger. I actually thought he was really cool.
Yeah.
I like how
Like,
he's
especially
hard
when-
fish man.
He's
Yeah, when
interesting.
he started doing the fighting fish thing, I was like, "What? That's cool." Like when he got his teeth up, then he was totally Hakuba just took care of him like a little bitch, and I'm
I
like,
feel as though Hakuba was the wrong match for him because, like, I wanted to see more of him fighting with like the fishman.
Yeah,
So
I
the
feel
one
like
look at him
that was
like
just
always
the
had.
full extent to it because I feel like he's just kind of like an overglorified martial artist
Yeah,
essentially.
he is. But Hakuba, it's like we knew he was going to one-shot whoever he fought.
Yeah.
So I feel like he should have fought someone like maybe Giola or Machweiss or someone.
Yeah, maybe. There's not much to talk about Dillinger, I guess.
Yeah.
So we talk more about. How about
You want to talk about like
Baby
Bellamy
Five?
versus Luffy?
Oh yeah.
Just
Oh,
real quick, I just kind of want to work about Bellamy versus Luffy because of the fact that with Bellamy versus Luffy, it was kind of like he finished him off the same way he did the first time, except he used second gear and he used hockey, which pretty much
I
just
took a picture of that, comparing like the two.
yeah.
Like I put them two side by side, it's still similar.
Yeah, and pretty sure Oda just kind of like, just totally like, was like, yep, history repeats itself kind of thing.
Yeah.
I also feel like, also just to let you know we're going on 50 minutes almost.
Yeah.
Are we really?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to move on. Like, I feel like we kind of exhausted Dressrosa. Like,
Yeah.
actually, just real quick, I wanted, because we kind of brought this up, kind of tailed into something else, but the executive fights, like, we kind of get started on Senior Pink, we started talking about Mock Vice and everything.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the things that could have changed, like, I feel like Oda was very rushed with the executive fights.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure
Yeah.
if it's
I
his,
feel like
I'm not sure if,
Because there are just too many of them going on.
I think it might
Yeah,
be
look-
because the arc's getting really long as it is
Yeah.
the longest arc too.
yeah, and it's like, and see, I wouldn't have minded because we're finally at the peak, and I don't want to be disappointed at the peak. Like, we've already gone this far, you might as well just extend it by fucking 20 chapters or so, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like,
like the peak one was just
The fight should not be happening off screen because they all happen like 75% off screen, and then it feels like a
Yeah.
one shot, even though it really isn't.
yeah, like,
yeah, and it was like with Diamante, it was like, you know, it was this long fight, but because we only saw, like,
One
parts, like,
We
one
saw
chapter,
it.
and it just seems like he got one shot, but then he landed on a post, we didn't really get to see a lot of him. And it was like, I just feel like, a lot of them, I feel like Zoro versus Pika, I feel like that one was fine, only because, like, it really shows how powerful Zoro is, and I feel like we really needed that to, like,
Yeah.
verify, like, okay, Zoro's definitely badass Zoro still.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I feel like we needed that.
Alright, let's just move on to one of the
Okay.
Right. I'm expecting a lot of Zero development and a lot of real screen time and development, maybe.
Yeah, I'm expecting
really
the
hoping
swordsman of
for
the
Brooke.
crew. Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of the swordsmen of the crew to kind of get their limelight because I feel like if they're going to get on Wano Kuni, and I feel like it's not going to go as swimmingly as we hope because it never does.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Zoro has gotten significant fights, since the time skip. Brooke hasn't gotten anything since he's joined the crew.
He's always been kind of the guy to be like
Brooke really needs
Brooke's kind of a
time.
third wheel, and I feel as though he needs time to shine because he hasn't had
a moment. Like every Straw Hat except for Brooke has had a very shining moment. Brooke's only big moment is his backstory, really. I think Oda needs to really step it up with Brooke, and I think that this is the perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
I think it'd be interesting to see like more of his business. I'm also really interested to see in Wano Kuni is the devil fruit users, because it seems that the people in Wano Kuni do not know what devil fruits are, because Kinemon kept referring to his devil fruit ability as magic, as opposed to devil fruit ability.
What about? Do you think there's gonna be like a hierarchy on Wano Kuni?
Well, they have a Shogun, so maybe. Well, it is based on feudal Japan, so I suppose that we're gonna have like a hierarchy there because we kind of have to if they have like a feudal system set up.
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna see Kaido in Wano?
I don't Kaido or like maybe some of the officers.
Because like there's this entire theory that he's the Shogun of Wano.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that would be.
That would make sense though, because that would explain why Momonosuke and Kinemon freaked out so much when they heard his name, and that would kind of explain why he has a Japanese name in a world where a lot of characters have like very European influenced names.
Yeah, you got a point there. I guess we can move on from stuff. One Piece anime.
I think we're done. No, I'm just kidding.
I can no longer watch the One Piece anime weekly. I haven't been doing it for most of the last
It's really... I watch it weekly only because, like, my friends talk about it, and I like to know where it's at so like, I can kind of gauge, like, what's going on.
All I need to do to know where it's at is look at the One Piece wiki. I don't need to waste 24 minutes on that.
Yeah, I just like to watch it because, like, sometimes they'll get stuff right, and it's like... But, I mean, it's just becoming rare... Like, more rare these days, they're getting stuff right. Like, in my opinion, Pika's voice could have been way better. Like,
I liked
a lot of people...
It was good, I guess.
See, but, like, I mean, it was good. Like, it was
But the amount they get right in comparison to the amount they get wrong...
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Where I don't even care at this point.
That's honestly really sad, considering the fact that One Piece is a cultural icon in Japan, and they know that everyone will buy it regardless of how crappy it is, so they just half-ass everything. It's really sad.
But what I was getting at was kind of like with Pika's voice, like, I brought this up before, but, like, I feel like it should have been more like Reborn's voice, because Reborn's voice is mature, like, he's not whining, like, he would be talking like we're talking now, just as if he sucked in helium, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like the way Pika's voice, and it's not so much I don't have a problem with the pitch they chose. I thought the pitch they chose was fine. I just feel like the way he talks, where he goes like, "I will defeat the Straw Hats." Yeah, he has that, like, and even then that was a really bad example, because, like, that's actually how I prefer him to talk, besides from the obnoxious at the end. I prefer him to talk, like, with a high voice as opposed to, "We aren't going to let them go," or, like, it's just kind of like these long words that, like, how whiny little kids would talk, as opposed to a grown man with a high-pitched voice.
Yeah, because
it definitely sounds like a voice actor in a booth. It doesn't sound like a natural thing. And especially, I'm an acting student, and really, this is just like somebody like, "I've got a great voice idea." Not anything that actually means anything. You see that a lot with acting, and I feel like this is a prime example of a type of actor I don't like.
I feel as though, like, I always expected Pika to have a very different voice. I expected him to sound like him from the Powerpuff Girls, and kind of have like
that
kind of voice.
I feel like the voice, but not the echo.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting, and then I was like completely blown away when he had this whiny little Dolphy voice.
Yeah, that's a better example. Yeah, that's ultimately what was really disappointing to me about it. Also, they ruined Grizzly Magnum. They ruined a lot of Punk Hazard because they 3 minutes of staring at smoke around the island. Like, yeah, we get the smoke's a threat. What's going on? Like, I don't, and it's like
they're so obsessed with adding in-canon filler. Like, why don't they just have an ending? That's literally a minute and a half of reused animation every week.
Yeah. Alright, I guess we can move on.
Alright.
Before we talk, what anime
studio
would you like besides Toy to do it that you think would do better? Personally,
Sunrise. Sunrise or Bones?
Sunrise or Bones is probably the best studio for One Piece.
Yeah. I think Sunrise.
Yeah. Like, I don't, with Madhouse, because a lot of people would probably say Madhouse. I don't think this series Madhouse would
doesn't fit. It doesn't fit.
Yeah, it doesn't fit, and I don't think that Madhouse would do a very good job on, like, the emotional scenes.
Yeah,
a lot of people trying to wear a great boot as a glove. It's a great boot, but it's not a glove. It just doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Alright, move on.
Is Hannah still here?
Yeah.
Like, I haven't heard her voice this entire podcast.
She's totally.
I think she's asleep.
Do you feel like Trigger or Gynax could do it?
Yeah,
or do you think they would go, like, too over the top?
Trigger might.
Well, because Trigger, because I know, because isn't Trigger, like, the same thing as Gynax? Because Gynax did Gurren Lagann, and then Trigger is, like...
Trigger is the people who made Gurren Lagann. Yeah, Trigger is that...
Trigger was formed by
the guys who made Gurren Lagann formed Trigger. Yeah. So, I don't think that we're going to see anything like that from Gynax anytime soon.
Yeah.
So if I had to choose between them, I think I'd say Gynax, because I couldn't imagine One Piece being done with, like, the animation style that, like, Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill have.
Yeah. Well, I feel like they would definitely change it, though, because, like, if you look at a different, like, Kill la Kill and Gurren Lagann look, like, completely different in terms of their art style.
Definitely.
Well,
and I feel like kind of similar, I guess.
Well, it's kind of similar, but I feel like you can't help that because, it is the same studio.
Yeah.
In a sense, well, not the same people.
Yeah, it's the same people.
Alright. I guess we move on to Steve. That's where Hannah's awake.
Is she?
I have no
I
idea.
just texted her.
Hannah, get up.
Alright.
Are we do, like, in One Piece, we do see a lot of things that are, like, world, that could be, like, happening in the world right now.
This was the one she wanted to talk about.
On the cover for this, thing, put a question mark over Hannah?
Okay.
Yeah.
Nick, you should just have Hannah record afterwards and just, like, edit her audio in.
Yeah, just splice her in.
Just kind of, like, have her talk a little bit, and then we'll just record.
Alright, with Thingsy, there's a lot of world issue things, like, you see a lot of slavery, racism.
This is the topic she wanted to talk about the most.
I know.
Yeah.
Damn it, Hannah.
Yeah. So you get for drinking before the show.
Yeah. Well, I think, like, One Piece touches on a lot of topics that we see a lot. Like, I think we got, like, a bunch of them, the Lucy and Black and Sabo and Ace.
Yeah. I feel like the Sabo Ace one definitely had to do with class discrimination. That's a really big thing in Europe.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, like here, like, how in the U.S. it's like race, like black, white, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Like in the U.K. Or in Europe, it's rate, like it's class. So like if you're poor, they pretty much like treat you like shit, and if you're middle class, the rich people treat you like shit, but the middle class treat the poor people like shit, kind of thing. So it's like if you kind of give any indication that you're not like outside of a certain class, then then it's like, okay, well, whatever. But yeah, it's like the class system. Like they don't look at skin color; they look at what class you're in, kind of thing. Class based discrimination as opposed to race class discrimination. But I also feel like I don't know, like, without reusing themes, like what else can Oda use as a theme for an arc? Because like he used slavery a lot. He used discrimination a lot. Discrimination like in racism with Fishman Island, Arlong Park. Just showed like how, or in Saibody for that matter, slavery.
Yeah. I have this theory that he might be touching on like technology versus nature, because I
Yeah.
feel like he's been going to like pretty huge lengths to establish that Kaido has like a technology theme, like a science theme.
Yeah.
Because like he keeps on like enforcing the fact that smiles are made in a factory and that they're like scientifically mass produced, and that's how Kaido creates his army. And he even showed Kaido's not his Zoan factory, his weapon factory in the cover story.
Mm-hmm.
So he might be going for something like that. I don't know.
Possibly.
That'd be interesting, I guess.
I think we can move on. And this is odd.
Lieutenant is not awake for her topic.
I
that
haven't
she
got
explicitly asked for.
a response from the text yet, so I
Alright,
think
let's move on.
it's confirmed
I
she's
cannot
probably
believe her.
sleeping.
Alright, let's
Like
move on.
usually I get a red when she reads them, so I haven't even got a red yet. So yeah.
Yeah, she's done.
Alright, let's just talk about favorite novels. We're only going to do one this time. Why? We're over an hour.
Yeah, we're like an hour one.
Alright, Michael, you want to go first?
For Devil Fruits?
Yeah.
Favorite Devil Fruits or Supernova?
We're going to skip that topic.
Well, on favorite, we're gonna skip favorites.
The Supernova one.
Okay, so we're just going straight to favorites then.
Yeah, we'll just
Okay.
favorites, and after this we'll just do what we dislike and like what I want to, because things are gonna take us a while.
Okay, yeah. So with I have a couple favorites. Usually I like to choose one for each category. I'd like to choose a different mythical zone, but considering like the only mythical zones we know are Sengoku and Marco, I like Marco's mythical zone type. I think that I'm very intrigued by the mythical zones, because of how different they can be and like what their powers could possibly be. I also think that what's the word for it? For Paramecia, I have to say my favorite, excluding the Luffy's fruit, because we've seen so much of Luffy's fruit. It's always intriguing to see the Paramecias that we don't see a lot of. I thought I can't think of whose fruit I'm trying to think of. I thought the Rust fruit was very interesting for a Paramecia ability. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but it's one of the ones that I actually thought was really interesting. And it's like how I feel like that fruit's one of the most obvious fruits as to why you need to know how to use your ability to make it more powerful. Because Zoro fought him and he just basically just got owned because he couldn't. It just took him touching his sword to just completely obliterate his fighting style, pretty much. And we don't know. We actually still don't know the extent of the rust fruit. Like, does it only affect metals? Can it cause deterioration of other objects? And then also, I'm trying to think. I actually have to say my probably my favorite Paramecia is actually Moria's fruit, because of how
Really?
yeah, because of how it works. Like, you can take someone else's shadow, give it to someone else, and then they have all the abilities. Of course, Moria was like a mad scientist, so
He
Oh,
could
yeah.
get
But,
Hog back with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like there was that, and then with Logia's, I'm a big fan of electricity, so I'd say Anel's is my favorite, like hands down. Like Anel's my favorite Logia type. But I am also like, I think it'd be really cool to be magma at the same time, like. And also this big thing with Logias too. Like, if I were to be a Logia in real life, would I really want to be something lethal? Because if I was smoke, I could just literally just pass through a crowd of people, like, no problem. But if I'm Magma, I'm just gonna kill it.
I feel like having a Logia in real life, like, if you had something lethal, it would be a lot, like, less useful. Because there aren't as many applications
I
for
don't want to
turning
have
into,
the
like,
beer
magma as there are
for
turning into smoke.
Logia.
Yeah.
We'll be
Or
able to
electricity,
transform
for that
into
matter.
beer.
Have unlimited electricity for your house, while you're inside of it.
Yeah, that'd be great. Electricity is what we want.
Kizaru's Logia would be kind of cool to have. That'd be an awesome power to have, actually.
What?
Pika
Electricity?
Pika no Mi. The light fruit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just, like, go light speed anywhere. But I feel like that would also, like, in real life physics, like I'm pretty big, like, geek about some of this stuff, but it was like in real life physics, if that were to happen, like, you'd time travel almost immediately, and like you'd go across the world at the speed of light, and it would be like like
Yeah.
he would like jump ahead like some time, you know.
Mm-hmm. So should I give my favorites?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'll try not to repeat any.
I mean, if they're your favorites, you're their favorites. You can't-
Fine, whatever. For Zoan, I guess Marco's Phoenix Mythical Zoan, because as of right now, that's like the most interesting, and it seems like the most sort of the most powerful.
Yeah.
For Paramecia, definitely the Ito no Mi, just because of like how creative Doflamingo gets with his abilities.
Yeah.
Like that would be really cool to have, just like not even to fight people with, but just like to fly around and like use some of its non-combative abilities.
Yeah, totally.
And then for Logia, I honestly don't know. Maybe the Pika Pika no Mi? Actually, let me pull up a list. What are your favorites, Nick?
Alright, so I'm gonna say Illusion.
Really?
You guys already said the ones I like.
Oh.
No, I don't want
Well, you can repeat. I did.
But I like this because it's like, I think because he's a carnival and you're like pushing Lucy, you know, he just like in that arc.
Who, Bucci?
Yeah. He like in that arc, Lucy shows your second, your third, and Lucy in the beginning was having like no problem with it, plus being one of the CP9, he mastered all those techniques, you know, I can't remember. And like the fruit was like really powerful. Like, it was really strong compared to like the other CPs, and even like Kaku, who also had his own devil fruit, but his devil fruit was also just god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, for Paramecia, it's the Doku Doku no Mi, which is the poison fruit Magellan had.
Yeah.
I really thought that Oda got really unique with the poison. You know, you could
Yeah.
deal with it.
Aside from people being confused whether it was a Logie or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I liked at the end, because, like, the enemy, like, when he was, like, turning red and, like, the venom beams, and, like, the poison was going into each other over and over again. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
I like the super poison.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I really like the way that looked.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
And Logia would be the that's the same.
Yeah. I honestly don't have a favorite Logia.
That felt like Crocodile to allow it saying.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was like, cool. That's like the first time where we like see that Delphi guys really know how to use their fruit real well.
What about Smoker?
I feel like Crocodile's smart.
Oh.
So what? Speaking of Smoker, like, what happened to like the like Oda had this really cool concept going on with Logias, how they could use their abilities to power vehicles, and then Oda just kind of dropped it. You know what I'm saying? Like in the beginning, it was like Smoker had his bike that he could turn the bike with his smoke, and it was like with Ace he had the fire and he could use it as thrust for his boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I kind of wish that Oda would show more of that.
Yeah.
Who? Wait, what'd you say?
I kind of wish that Oda would show that more often.
No, I agree with
yeah.
that.
Oh.
Okay, I thought you were saying someone's name and then saying that they should show Oda that, and I was like, what?
No, Oda should do that more often. I wish that would be a thing again. That was cool.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna say I'm not a fan of zone fruits, so I don't really have one. I guess if I have to choose one, I'll choose Drake's, just because it looks the best. Paramecias, all my favorite fruits are Paramecias. I think Mr. Threes is probably my underrated favorite. I love that one. I love Mr. Twos as well. Nico Robbins is I know I'm naming Baroque Works fruits, but fuck it, why not? Nico Robbins, that would make my life so much easier. I could do everything at once.
Yeah.
And Doflamingos as well. As for Logias, Kizaru's or Monet's, the snow fruit. I actually like that one.
I guess we can wrap it up with our last like hands up with this sleep.
Is she gonna have an X through her little thing in like the picture?
Yeah, probably. Okay. Well, let's talk about what you like and dislike about One Piece.
I'd say, I'm sorry, like, does anybody else want to go first? Because I feel like I always start out.
I'll start out.
Okay.
I'm gonna start out with, I think, dislike. I wish that Oda would draw different female body types. I think Oda has got comfortable with one look, and it kind of is the same for Robin and Vivi and Nami and so many women. There's so many different sizes he could create. I feel like he's kind of stuck himself with one, and I just wish he would change it up a bit. I think, all shonen use tropes, and I'm personally more of a seinen and just other type of things. So I guess my problem is more that I wish One Piece wasn't a shonen, but that's not necessarily a problem. That's just what I prefer. Where I think One Piece has gone darker and it has gone deeper. I would love it more if it just said fuck shonen tropes and just did itself.
Yeah.
Like I would love to do that.
Yeah, Oda basically owns Jump. Like, he can say or do whatever he wants. Like, when Naruto ended and they didn't give Kishimoto the cover, he was just like, wait, what the hell?
Yeah.
And Shonen Jump had no idea how to respond to that. They were just like, what do we do? He's Oda.
Yeah, and then it was like Hunter, like bringing Tagashi into this. With Hunter x Hunter...
Yeah, they don't do anything. They don't punish him, ever.
Yeah, and it's like, he could take a year off, and they're just like, whatever, but what did he make? Yu Yu Hakusho?
Yeah.
And
he made a bunch of series before that.
Yeah, and he said after Yu Yu Hakusho, he's like, the next series I want to make, I want to take my time to make it like a masterpiece, essentially.
Oh.
And, yeah, and he said he wants to take his time, and they were like, okay. And he does take his time, and it's like, Jump. Is it Jump?
Yeah, Jump.
Yeah, Jump. They just don't do anything, and and I think it's just because they're just such top dogs that, like, it doesn't matter.
Because they make Jump all their money. Like, if Jump said something to them, they could leave.
Yeah, they could just be like, alright, well, I'll go to this other magazine, and they'll be like, no.
I think it's interesting that you brought up One Piece not being a shonen, or how you wish it wasn't a shonen, because JoJo's Bizarre Adventure actually switched from shonen to seinen.
And I think
in the middle of an arc.
I feel like that's what Oda needs to do. I mean, like, I think Oda really needs to, like, grow up, grow a pair in a sense, and just be like, I want my series to be a seinen. Because, like, he's like, I wanted to do it for younger kids, and I'm like, dude, your series came out, like, more than 10 years ago. You think the people who read your series when they were kids are kids now? No.
Yeah.
People don't just drop One Piece.
Yeah.
Like, it's 16, time for that annual One Piece ritual where I have to give it up. I get put in the kids next door. And
if he wants this to be as long of a series as he plans it on being, and I've heard a few interviews where he says it might last like another 10 years or so. If he plans on that, then he's going to have to increase the age so his old fans will stay around.
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably going to stay around no matter what, but it's like...
Yeah.
Because I want to see it through to the end.
Yeah, I'll only leave if he does something like give Luffy immortality. That's the only thing that's going to, like, push me out the door.
See, even then, I wouldn't leave, because immortality doesn't mean you can't die, it just means you can live forever.
No, I just think it's bullshit, though.
But see, it's not, like, even if he did get immortality, it wouldn't be uncalled for. It's not
the thing is,
it wouldn't be an asshole.
One Piece great is that there is actually a sense of danger. Where you read,
there would still be a sense of danger.
I don't think Ichigo's going to win.
I don't think you're getting that,
Natsu's going to win. Naruto's going to win. Luffy, there's a question. We had Marineford where he got the shit beat out of him like crazy.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, alright. Like, the closest Luffy's ever really come to dying is 2 moments in the series. Lucci and when fucking Akainu nearly fucking wrecked his ship.
What about
Impel Down?
Yeah.
I guess Impel Down, too.
Yeah.
True.
Well, all of Marineford, he was like...
Yeah.
Basically on the verge of death. He was only alive because of Ivankov.
But I mean, like, with Ace dying and, like, other things, it's been like, okay,
but here's the thing.
There's a sense of danger here that's not in other shonen.
Yeah, like Fairy Tail, for example.
But here's the thing. I think what you're misunderstanding is that immortality is not invulnerability. And immortality means he could still die. He just could live forever. So, like like he could still live. Like he could be 3,000 years old. He would still be alive as long as he didn't put himself in mortal danger.
Yeah.
And just because, and it just means that he could use, like really all immortality would do for him is make him be able to use second gear as long as he wants to forever. You know?
Yeah, and I mean,
Also,
but
though,
that's the
take
cool
away-
thing about
Yeah.
second gear, where there's a risk there.
Yeah. But I mean, we don't know, like when Luffy was overusing second gear, in Ennie's lobby, he started coughing up blood. So, like,
Yeah.
you know, if he still uses over second gear, even with immortality, it just means he can't die from natural causes. It just means that his body could still be in shit shape, but he could still, he'd just be alive and having to deal with the shit shape. And the only, like, he could kill himself, but who's gonna do that? You know? Like, Oda's not gonna do that, obviously. And I don't think Oda's gonna, I don't think Oda would give Luffy immortality. I think he would. Yeah, I don't think.
No,
he would.
like I was
feel
just
like the
using that as an
immortality thing
example
could
of
come into
something
play.
like if Oda took away the sense of danger, that's when I'd be pissed with the series.
But the only way to take away the sense of danger is if somehow Luffy just became invincible, and like for some reason, for whatever reason, it's like when you really look at it, no character in the One Piece series is really invincible. Because
No, I just mean if he changes it to be more shonen like that.
oh yeah,
I
like,
don't
in the
think he
sense,
will,
like,
and I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm just saying
Oda won't.
if he does,
There's no way.
that would be the thing that would piss me off. We've seen other authors do that in the past, so that's why I just get nervous when I'm reading shonens.
yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like Oda, like
He has more
like
self-respect than those authors, though.
Yeah,
yeah,
because
I just
he
feel
really
like
cares about
Oda
his fans
knows.
of the series.
Oda understands that. Like, I mean, goddamn, they built a goddamn ship and built there's like life-size statues everywhere. You know what I'm saying? They have like theme parks in Japan for One Piece. You know, like
Yeah.
Like it's in the Phuket Tower.
yeah. So, but anyways, as far as likes and dislikes go, I'd have to say mine. Like, obviously, I love the world building, and all the connections that are formed in the One Piece. Like Oda brings something up, and like 250 chapters later, it's like it's relevant. You know,
I love the
like,
foreshadowing.
like Fisher Tiger, and then we get Koala back and Dressrosa. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing that goes
Squib is
like undone. And then
Yeah,
I would
but
say my dislikes with Ryan. I have to agree with Ryan. Like the dislikes is that it is a shonen, and ultimately Luffy being the main character, he's gonna have shonen tropes, and he's going to always what's the word for it? Like Luffy's always gonna have those shonen tropes where it's like he has to wait for his friends to get hurt before he
Yeah.
goes full power.
And he gets
Yeah.
like ball armor at certain points. Too.
You know, he has to like the enemy has to beat the shit out of him once before he can go full power on them the second time. You know, one of his like in that like Ennie's lobby is a perfect example. You know, they pretty much like they could have taken him on, but like they got their asses beat. They took Robin, then he got pissed that they took Robin, and then he chased after them, and then he was all serious, and then he went full strength. You know, of course, I mean, Ennie's lobby had different points other than that, such as to him finding out about Zoro so he could use second gear and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
So,
Or I guess I can say that I like about One Piece. The thing about I like about One Piece is like I feel like it's like the ultimate adventure story. You get everything you want, and then he goes to the sky, he goes underwater, he goes in off the land, and I feel like it has a lot of heartbreaking moments, a lot of heartwarming moments, a lot of comedy moments that really get me attached to the series and likable characters, as well as the world building and foreshadowing and ignorance. Plus, what I don't like about One Piece, this kind of ties into what the world building is. We have a lot of world building characters, so a lot of the main Straw Hats have trouble getting development, or some characters' moments don't shine as well. Like Brook has not had, as mentioned earlier, Brook has not had a really shining moment like the other Straw Hats had.
I mean, he kind of had, like, when you say shining moment, can you, like, explain to me, like, what other shining, like, in comparison to what? We lost Ryan.
As in, like, Usopp in Ennie's lobby, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
He when he was sniping from the Tower of Justice.
Yeah.
I think like some other ones might be
Like
Zorro.
Brooke hasn't had anything.
It's like Zorro at the end of Thriller Bark.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess so. Yeah. I guess it is time for Brooke's time to shine. What about Chopper?
I think we can say like Durant's got feel when he started really developing.
Yeah.
He used to be with the scaredy cat before, then at this point he had to actually do something. They made him protect the ship alone.
Is anybody else like? I want to see more of Chopper's points, post time skip, because
I wonder if it's the characters with that, more Zoan transformations.
his monster point's like the fucking Hulk now. Like I want to see some of that. You know what I'm saying? Like he looks crazy, and we haven't seen him. You know.
I would like to see him like when he's in danger now, automatically go into like arm point, kung fu point, or something like that. Don't just like wait.
Yeah, but I don't want to see more of Kung Fu Point because Kung Fu Point's comedy relief, and I want to see him get serious.
I meant like go into the foot automatically when it's needed.
Yeah.
Like if you need to protect the ship, something like cannonballs, go into guard point.
Yeah, and his guard point's fucking huge now.
Yeah. And like
I think Ryan's not coming back.
Yeah,
for now.
he probably got like falling. And with the other dislike that, you guys have already said it, like what would be like the body type of the female is saying less than an over large woman and it'll be changed.
Yeah. I do like Oda's art style. Like I like the way he draws them, and it's just kind of like it's like all of them kind of end up looking like Robin somehow. Like it's like Viola. I was like, is that not Robin? Like what?
Yeah. Like you see like from far away, we all would look like Robin.
Yeah. I mean, like even Nami changed. Like she got bigger boobs, she got bigger hips.
Yeah,
you know, hello Robin 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Alright, I guess we can wrap this up.
Yeah.
Alright.
This one's a little longer than my usual ones, though, but we kind of went like 30 minutes to just talk about Jeff Rosen and fucking.
Yeah.
There was a part in there about a minute ago where my mom came in to talk to me, so I muted my mic, but it's still recorded. So just a heads up for when you're editing.
Alright.
So any closing thoughts, I guess?
I mean, ultimately, you love it, but you hate it at the same time. Is what One Piece is kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, there were.
I feel like we could probably go ahead, Nick.
There were a couple topics that we would like to discuss since we talked about them so long.
Yeah.
We did. I might do like some in the future, maybe not. I want to discuss some of our later topics that we didn't.
I feel like some of the stuff that really needs to be fleshed out, because like I feel like current arcs we haven't had a chance to collect our thoughts yet, because everything's still going on. Because with the Punk Hazard, with Enies Lobby, like we've gathered our thoughts on those. Like we know what's going on with those arcs, and I feel like with current arcs, current arcs need a bigger chunk of the episode, in a sense, because like our thoughts are fresh. You know, we're kind of spilling out all these ideas, all the things we have a problem with. But then when the arc's over, we're like, okay, I see why this happened, why it's this way. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. Alright. Anything else you guys want to say?
This kind of relates to something that Nick said to me in a chat a while ago. I hope that this is something I just think about post-types of this especially. The islands have not been really, particularly dangerous in the New World. It's just, the people on them have been more of a threat than, the actual islands themselves. And it's sure the other supernovas want to, Lightning Island and, Invisible Ground Island or whatever.
Yeah, I know. I remember seeing that, Apu was on Invisible Ground Island, and then you're like, what?
Bege went to the moon. Capone Bege was, sucked up by the moon's gravity.
Yeah.
And then we have the Straw Hats go on to, Spain.
Yeah,
and I hope that we have, some amazing island that's just, that has,
one of the reasons why they went from, the only reason they actually ended up in Dressrosa, though, was because Punk Hazard was, when they picked up Law at Punk Hazard, he had didn't he have a Dressrosa?
Oh, did he have
compass thing?
Yeah, did he have any internal post?
I'm not sure.
I think so. I mean, I'm gonna look that up real quick because I'm kind of curious now.
But
I kind of hope that we see some like insane island soon. Like maybe Wano Kuni has like some ridiculous like
But I would like to
geography
difficult
thing.
to just get to different islands, like to see. Like
Yeah.
at the beginning of Grand Line, we were like, it was sometimes difficult just traveling.
Yeah, I feel like that aspect of the adventure just isn't there as much as it used to be.
Well, not because we have been to too many islands too.
Yeah, true.
Like they did have trouble when trying to get to New World. They had this white dragon screen thing
Yeah.
with the whales that could destroy the whole ship.
Weren't the whales only in the anime or something?
Yeah. No, they were in
No,
the
the whales were in the manga too.
There was something at the anime added in.
Well, the filler with.
It was a filler.
There was
Yeah,
some
there was a
filler.
filler with the zoo dude, right?
No, but there was like some other filler that they added in the New World. Let me pull it up. I think in the anime there was like a storm or something. I'm not sure.
Okay, so far, Eternal Pose is there's Alabasta, there's Marine Headquarters, another Alabasta, there's a couple Alabasta Eternal Poses, Jaya, the Davy back, like when they was like Long Ring Long Island, Long Ring Long Land. So maybe I was wrong.
Maybe
But,
because
like-
Law was like he just knew where to go.
Yeah, Law was probably. I'm kind of interested to know if they're going to bring back Southbirds.
That would be
Oh yeah.
alright. This is almost an hour and a half long. So,
Yeah. So should we call it?
Wrap it up in the next 3
Call it
minutes.
a-
Yeah. Alright, thank you guys for listening to us. For
Yeah. Thanks.
however long.
Listen to us ramble for a while.
Yeah.
Alright, and I will see you guys in the next podcast.
All right.
Later.
Later.